Surprise, surprise. Hey everyone, Henriello here, welcome back. Today we are going to watch The Man Who Knew Too Much. This is the 1956 version, not the 1934 one. Well, mainly because James Stewart is in it, and I'm sure that Hitchcock has made some improvements in this remake. Apparently the script has significantly been changed, so I'm sure he's made some improvements because he also has a bigger budget in this second version. So I've decided to pick this one. So let's watch The Man Who Knew Too Much. What did he know too much of? Let's find out. Oh yes, Bernard Herrmann composed the music for this one too, didn't he? Yeah, conducted by Bernard Herrmann. A single crash of cymbals and how it rocked the lives of an American family. Casablanca.
In school, they call us the dark continent. This is twice as bright as Indianapolis.
You just wait till we get to Marrakesh.
Oh, be careful.
يا سيدي ملاهي ناولي لموسى بوشة سلاس
It was an accident.
Without your help, anything might have happened here.
There are moments in life when we all need a little help.
Yeah.
True.
J-O, no E.
How different.
Short for Josephine.
You see, a Muslim woman never takes off her veil in public under any
I
circumstance.
see.
Do they feed intravenously?
Oh,
What a big word for such a small boy.
he can spell hemoglobin. He has a little trouble with words like dog, cat.
It's faster to just walk when you're in here.
I have some business first.
Oh, I see.
What business are you in, Mr. Bell?
However, I'll be there later, and perhaps we might have a drink together.
Oh, he's talking to the people earlier.
I just saw Louis Bernard talking to that Arab.
What are?
The one that was shouting at Hank for pulling the veil. You don't know anything about this man. And he knows everything there is to know about you. He was asking all kinds of questions and you were answering. You might as well have handed him your passport.
Mr. Bernard was asking all the questions, gathering the information.
You're sore because this fella didn't ask you any questions.
Oh,
Huh?
hardy heart.
Hardy heart.
Now, be careful when you share information with others, but there's nothing to be afraid of if you really have nothing to hide. Although some personal information should still be, held back.
Je vous prends.
We're being watched.
What? Oh, come on.
I asked my mother, what will I be?
You'll make a fine doctor.
Or a singer, a singing doctor.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Oh, I could never whistle my fingers.
Were you on the American stage, Mrs. McKenna?
I was on the American stage, and the London stage, and the Paris stage.
Oh,
What business are you in?
I buy and sell. I would much rather talk about the stage.
Pardon me, monsieur, I regret disturbing you.
Okay.
Okay, the guy knew Mr. Bernard.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot go to dinner with you tonight. I have neglected an important matter which now requires my attention.
Benjamin and Joe spent so much time preparing, too. Oh, it's that couple again. That doesn't seem very comfortable sitting like that. That's the problem when you have long legs. It's gonna be tough to eat on that table, too.
On se lave toujours les mains avant de manger.
Wash your hands.
We always wash the hands before eating.
Oh.
Oh, you are Joe Conway, the Joe Conway? Oh,
Yes, I am.
Didn't I tell you I knew I was right?
My wife tells me Mrs. McKenna appeared at the London Palladium a few years ago.
Of course, we hardly ever see a show now. No, dear, I'm always saying the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, not in the least.
Why don't all of us sort of turn around here or something? You know?
Ah, he found the best way to sit.
Hey,
Surprise.
Oh, they look...
Oh, that does look good.
It looks like bread.
Naan, probably.
This is fattening.
I imagine it might be.
Carbohydrates.
You use only the first two fingers and thumb of the right hand. Don't use the other two fingers, and always the left hand in the lap.
Oh, I see.
What if you're left-handed? That's a bit tough.
Boy, could I use this hand now.
Just use it, dang it.
Seems like to me if you have 4 good fingers and a thumb, you ought to be able to use all of them. And it's very good, isn't it?
Underneath.
How do you like that? First, he promises to take us to dinner.
Well, now we just met him today, honey. You can't expect him to change his whole life.
Oh, Ben, what's the matter with you?
There's nothing the matter with me. What's the matter with you? Can't blame him, can I, for turning down an old married couple like us for a girl like that?
We're not an old married couple.
All right. Oh, I don't want to get up.
Ben, don't. I know you. Once you get worked up, you start a fight. Now forget about it.
He wasn't worked up before.
I don't know why he gets so worked up over unimportant things.
You were the one who got worked up first, and then you got him worked up.
Trois, monsieur.
Monsieur?
Oh, come on. It's fine. I mean, only one-handed with 3 fingers. That's a bit tough. Why can't he use both hands if he wants to? Just, wash them later. Haha, is that Hitchcock?
You know what I was just thinking? You know what's paying for these 3 days in Marrakesh?
Yeah, me.
Mrs. Campbell's gallstones.
Oh.
Anytime he starts wearing you
Oh,
out,
I haven't enjoyed the market so much. Oh.
All the way home, we'll be riding on Herbie Taylor's ulcers.
Oh, man.
Hank, come back here.
It's best to keep out of trouble, Hank.
What's going on?
Hank is just, naturally attracted to trouble. Oh. Wait, weren't they pursuing this guy? What? People are just crowding behind him to look at the knife. Oh, it's Mr. Bernard.
Statesman is to be killed, assassinated. London, Ambrose, Chapel.
Ambrose Chapel, he is to be assassinated in London. We must stop him. Don't touch the knife! Why would you touch the murder weapon? You've got your fingerprints on it now.
He says, do you know this man?
Yes, we do know.
No,
him.
no,
He's
no.
Louis Bernard the Fifth.
Dites-leur, j'aimerais qu'ils viennent tous les deux au commissariat pour faire un rapport.
I want you to go to police headquarters to make a statement.
Okay.
I think it better if I take him back to the hotel, don't you?
Would you please?
Certainly.
Thank you. Will you be a good boy, Hank? Why do you suppose he turned up in an Arab outfit and wearing makeup?
What's more important, why was he killed?
I bet he was a spy or something like that.
Very likely.
So, Louis Bernard is a stranger to you.
I met him for the first time in my life yesterday on a bus.
Out of 5,000 people, he comes to you when he is about to die.
Maybe it's the only person he knows.
I know absolutely nothing about Louis Bernard.
Not even, I suppose, that he was an agent of the Deuxième Bureau.
The what?
What's that?
Perhaps you have also never heard of the American FBI.
Look, here,
The
I...
dead man found out what he had been sent here to discover. That's why he was killed.
On demande M. McKenna au téléphone.
Laissez-nous, nous sommes occupés.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he say I was one on the telephone?
Yeah, I think so.
If you tell even one word of what Louis Bernard whispered to you, your little boy will be in serious danger.
Remember.
Now, who's this guy? Now I don't know who to trust. Should I trust the police?
Somebody just called me and threatened me about Hank. Go on, call her up, see if he's all right.
Oh, bien. Merci. I can't believe it.
She hasn't come back yet, huh?
If I find anything out before you get back, I'll telephone you here.
Just don't waste any time.
Goodbye.
Things have gotten complicated. By the way, I can't believe his tie is the same color as his uniform.
Aren't you going to let me see the message?
Doctor's handwriting. Oh, but I can still read it though.
Will We should go back to the hotel, pick up Hank, and get out of here as quickly as we can.
Maybe.
That would be the right choice. Too bad the enemy acted too quickly and they already got a hold of Hank.
Oh, Mr. Drayton checked out.
He checked out.
What?
Checked out.
But he couldn't have.
Oh, they fooled them.
Call Mrs. Drayton and tell her we're back.
Hold that call a minute, Joe.
Why?
Because I asked you to.
Are we about to have our monthly fight?
They have a monthly fight?
I want you to take these. They'll relax you.
Relax me. I'm so relaxed, I'm tired.
There's something about this Louis Bernard and the police station and this whole spy business I haven't told you yet.
What?
Here's the price of curiosity.
Wow.
Now, it wasn't any accident that Louis Bernard came up to us and helped us on the bus. Started up a conversation.
Needs time for the medicine to work.
He was on the lookout for a suspicious married couple.
There's nothing very suspicious looking about us.
Oh.
You'll be telling me next it's Mr. and Mrs. Drayton.
That's who it was, Joe.
Yep.
Mrs. Drayton brought him back to the hotel.
Mrs. Drayton never got back to the hotel. Neither did Hank.
But Mr. Drayton should...
Listen, sit down.
You gave me sense. Go, please. Go.
Sit down. Lie down, Joe. Lie down, Joe.
Oh, Ben, let me fight my please. Ben, please.
Joe.
What can they do? They don't even know who took Hank. And if they tell the police, then... well, Hank's dead. Man, that's a tough situation. Shouldn't have let Miss Drayton to take Hank away. But I guess, yeah, they never suspected a thing.
A statesman is to be killed, assassinated in London soon. Tell them in London to try Ambrose Chapel. That's the fellow we've got to find.
Tell them to try Ambrose Chapel. In that case, Ambrose Chapel might not be a person, it might be a place.
Please, Joe.
Just an innocent family out on a trip and they get involved in this whole thing. Was that a plunger on the plane?
Mr. Buchanan would like to have a chat with you inside. Special branch, Scotland Yard.
Let me say at once that we're shocked that your son was taken from you in Marrakesh.
Now, how'd you know that?
You're a good agent. Keeps on staking his life. He doesn't always win. Bernard reckoned you were a man to trust.
But they told us not to say anything.
Anything you tell me will be in the most absolute confidence.
And when they've done what they want, they'll let him go. Is that the idea? Are we supposed to just sit here and wait? Maybe they could find those people and hang them.
Maybe. Maybe he's not good enough for me. We've made up our minds what we're going to do about this thing. Now, let's try and stick to it.
Excuse me.
A call for Mr. McKenna? Dr. McKenna?
Telephone call for you, Mrs. McKenna.
Where is our son? Where have you got him? I expect you'd like to speak to him. Yes, please. Please.
I miss you, Mommy. I miss you so much.
Son, now listen. Tell me where you are. Where are you? What? Hank!
And he was so scared.
This number will find me.
I think getting the FBI's help would increase their chances of recovering Hank.
Ambrose Chapel. There he is, big as life. I'm going to tell him I'll keep my mouth shut and offer him all the money we have for Hank.
Oh wait, I think I might be misunderstanding something. I thought Ambrose Chapel was the person who's going to be assassinated.
Would you like a drink?
I was wondering if you'd be at your address for a little while. I'd like to speak to you for a few minutes. Yes.
Where's your boy? I'd like to see which one of you he looks like.
He's staying with some other people so we could have a little time by ourselves. I'm terribly sorry, but I have an appointment I have to keep. I wonder if you'd order the drinks, Mr. Parnell. I'll be back as soon as I can. Excuse me, please.
Awfully quiet street.
You are Ambrose Chapel.
Well, I've been Ambrose Chapel for nearly 71 years.
Oh, he looks really young for 71 years.
Now, Father, now, why don't you go and have a nice rest, eh?
I have centuries of rest ahead of me, thank you. Good day to you, sir.
More like an infinity rest.
You've no idea why I'm here?
My dear son, I haven't the faintest idea.
Now, come on, let's stop fooling around. Bernard told me to come here just before he died. I don't care who you fellows are going to kill here in London. All I want's that boy, and I'll take the next airplane back to America.
Let me go.
Are you sure you don't know Louis Bernard?
I've never heard of
You've
him.
got no idea what happened yesterday in Marrakesh or where my boy is?
What is he trying to do with that fish? Oh man. Oh! Okay, no way, that's fake. I mean, it's dead. What's up with Ambrose Chapel then?
You went to see some man. What was it? Church?
No, it was chapel. It's Ambrose Chapel.
Oh. Oh, a chapel. Well, what are the chances that there's actually someone named Ambrose Chapel?
I have to go. I'm very sorry, but have another drink and I'll be back as soon as I can. Explain to Ben when he comes in, would you? Explain.
Explain what?
Where's Joe?
He's gone to Ambrose Chapel.
I just came from...
Hey, this is not your Ambrose Chapel.
It isn't a he, it's an it, a building. What happened? Did you find anything?
No, it was a wild goose chase.
It must be the chapel. I found it. It's just a short way from here.
I don't know how to thank you.
And then you just leave them here in the room. Well, he got his priorities straight. Oh, Mrs. Drayton. And what's that, 985 days since the last accident?
Edna, see, he has some milk and biscuits.
He'd better be put to sleep again, honey. I've got to get downstairs.
No, it's not necessary tonight. I wish it was tomorrow.
That's not a very orthodox sentiment.
The assassination is today?
2 tickets for the concert at the Albert Hall. I'm going to play you the exact moment at which you can shoot.
The symbols. I see.
At such a moment, your shot will never be heard. No one will know.
No one, except one.
2 people. The shooter and the shooted.
There's a car waiting for you downstairs in the back entrance.
Let's go.
Ben, should we get some help from the police?
No, honey, please. No, let's take a crack at this alone. Come on.
They have no backup, they have no weapons, they have nothing to protect themselves. Mr. Drayton could just choose to kill them both and Hank to silence them forever. No one would be able to stop them.
This is just another wild goose chase.
Let's wait.
You really didn't have to sing it out. Surprise, surprise. Eye signals.
That's Buchanan's phone number. You go out, call him up, tell him to surround this place with the police.
She has to sneak out really carefully. Oh, that's not careful enough. They saw her.
Few of us pause to consider how life's adversities work in our behalf. We should pause, and pause now. Instead of continuing the service, I think we should all return to our own homes for private meditation.
Where's my boy, Drayton?
He's upstairs.
I'll keep my mouth shut. All I want's my boy.
What about your wife? Did she go outside just to get a breath of fresh air?
Whoa. Okay, there's a lot more people than I thought.
He sent me out to call you so that you could do something before they get away.
It isn't quite as easy as all that.
What the heck do you mean?
May I speak to Mr. Buchanan? He told me to call him if I needed him, and I need him right now.
I simply can't get in touch with him just now. He's gone to a rather important diplomatic affair at the Albert Hall.
The Albert Hall.
By the time you get back, a police car should be there. Please return to your husband. Tell him to come straight out of the chapel and let the police take over.
What if the person they want to assassinate is Mr. Buchanan?
There's something wrong, officer. That place was full of people just a few minutes ago. Now there's nobody.
Well, our orders are to keep it under observation until the Scotland Yard car arrives.
Oh, they left him there.
There's no sign of life.
Report back here.
I see. Very good, sir.
Just take me to Albert Hall, please.
I'm afraid the Albert Hall's a little bit off our beat. Suppose we drop you at the nearest taxi rank.
Oh, man. They didn't even scout the place properly. Come on, man. All of them, they're at the back here. But I suppose they can't just break in because they're police. They have to follow the procedures. Doors locked, don't matter. Break the windows and get out.
Everybody out! Come on! Into the corridor, 5 minutes early. Come on.
Always something funny going on at this embassy.
Bringing people in secret.
Oh, he's trying to climb out. Bernard Herrmann, the conductor. London Symphony Orchestra, Royal Albert Hall.
Please, may I see the manager?
I'm sorry, madam. The manager's on duty in the lobby. Over there somewhere.
You have a very nice little boy, madame. His safety will depend upon you tonight.
That's only the ambassador. His prime minister's the one with the bald head.
Oh, is that Mr. Buchanan? Oh, I see. The assassination target isn't Buchanan, it's... Aha, that must be Bernard Herrmann. I suppose having bodyguards with you in this place is pretty pointless because they can't block a shot for you. Oh! She gonna take over the singing? That's why she's preparing her diaphragm. Find the manager or do something. But how did he know to come to Albert Hall? I mean, I suppose McKenna called Dr. Buchanan's number and then they told him that Dr. Buchanan was at Albert Hall. That's why he knew how to come here. Oh, he's using a pistol, not even a rifle with a scope. He must be a great shot then. Finding release. I see he's gonna interrupt the shot. Oh, she really distracted him.
I saved him. It's only a small flesh wound.
Yeah, no thanks to you guys, but okay, they were keeping up the security. Fine.
Permit me to wait upon you tomorrow and to express to you the depth of my gratitude.
Now they gotta go save Hank. But they don't know where Hank is. That's the problem.
So you both knew the time and the place all along? Oh, don't be a fool. Odd coincidence, both of you turning up here.
His Excellency will see you now.
The assassination has failed.
I have a lot to explain to you. Something very unusual has happened.
His aim wasn't quite as good as you led me to expect. The target merely received a slight flesh wound in the arm.
Don't see how you can blame me for that, sir. He was warmly recommended by our people in Marrakesh.
Taking that child with you from Marrakesh. Don't you realize that Americans dislike having their children stolen?
Anyone would dislike that.
How are you going to get the child out of here? Eh? 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 The car. With plainclothes detectives planted right round this building. I want the child removed from this embassy in such a way that he won't be able to say where he has been tonight.
Oh, no!
I see. I suppose it was thanks to Mrs. Drayton that Hank wasn't outright killed.
The Draytons are at the embassy.
The what?
How'd you know?
We have means of finding out.
Haha, the spy.
We can't do anything.
What do you mean you can't do anything?
Every embassy in a foreign country has extraterritorial rights. If only we had some positive proof that your boy really is in there.
That fella got shot at Prime Minister, isn't he? Tell him you want to come over to the embassy right away, tonight. We're going to leave London tomorrow, see?
Delighted, delighted, delighted. The ambassador, too, will be delighted.
They got in. All right. Awesome. Good idea.
Have we ever been to a party where they didn't ask you? Now, your job is to hold their attention, right?
Madam, you saved the life of the one man who is irreplaceable in our country.
You are the famous Joe Conway, madame.
Yes, I'm Joe Conway.
Well, I'm sure my wife would be delighted to sing for you. Would you dare?
The famous Joe Conway has gladly consented to sing a few songs for us tonight.
Darling, would you see that the Prime Minister gets a very good seat?
The way he smiled just turned like, good seat, yeah?
Here's what she said to me.
Yes, Sera.
Sera, Sera.
She sang this song because Hank would recognize it.
Whatever will be.
Dang, her voice really travels so far.
That's my mother's voice! That's my mother singing!
What? Can you whistle that song?
I guess so.
Whistle it. Whistle it as loud as you can.
Mrs. Drayton is helping Hank. She didn't want to see the little boy die.
Heart said, ever will be, will be.
You two wait in the mailroom. I'll bring him down.
They're gonna strangle the child. Dang, what a kick! It blew the door off.
Just a moment, please. Don't touch him.
You've got to let the boy go.
Precisely what I'm thinking, my dear. We're going to take a little stroll as far as the nearest taxi rank.
But like he said, there are police detectives surrounding the place outside. They will see them the moment they step out of the embassy, won't they? Oh man, did he just shoot himself? Oh, these poor people. They've been here the whole day.
We had to go over and pick up Hank.
Oh my goodness, what friends. They actually stayed and waited for them. I did not expect that misunderstanding about Ambrose Chappelle. At first I thought, yeah, it was the name of a place, but I didn't realize that the Chappelle was not Chappelle, it's Chapel. See the note which he wrote down, because Lewis said try the Ambrose Chappelle, so that already means a place rather than a person. That's what I thought. The movie was pretty good. There was the beginning, all the setup with Louis Bernard, and then some tense scenes. Hank got kidnapped. What are they gonna do? They are led on a wild goose chase, and then finally they were able to save Hank. I don't exactly know who was the person that tried to kill the prime minister, and I don't think anyone would ever find out that he was the mastermind behind the whole thing, because Edward Drayton is dead, and if the police cannot arrest and question Mrs. Drayton, then the mastermind's plan will never be revealed, and so he will probably try to assassinate the prime minister again in the future. The movie gave us a conclusion to Mr. and Mrs. McKenna's story, how they saved Hank, but it didn't give us a conclusion to the assassination attempt, or whether the mastermind was finally caught. But it's fair, because since the beginning till the end, the main characters and the main focus was on the McKenna family after all. Also, it seems like the only reason why Hank and then his parents weren't immediately killed in silence was because Mr. and Mrs. Drayton weren't completely cold-hearted, because we can see that Mrs. Drayton was very hesitant and very reluctant. She did not want Hank, this innocent little boy, to die. And it was thanks to that Hank managed to live. We get to hear the music, which was scored by Bernard Herrmann and conducted by Bernard Herrmann himself. And the songs we heard were Whatever Will Be and We'll Love Again by Jay Livingston and Ray Evans. Oh yeah, and when they were at the Arab restaurant having dinner, and they said they only had to use their 3 fingers to eat. Well, that's the first time I've heard of that. I mean, I've used my hands to eat before when we were eating like white rice with just fish, and then you put some what's that, soy sauce together with it, and you like mush it up with your fingers and you just eat it. But we don't use 3 fingers, we have to use like the whole hand, because after you wash your hands and then you have to scoop up the rice with your hands and then just, you know, eat it. And I'm sure people in Malaysia here, they still eat certain foods with hands, but they usually use, you know, both their hands, and they use the entire hand, like all 5 fingers. It's absolutely fine to use your hands to eat or to cook as long as you wash your hands. And I'm not the person who minds that kind of thing. Like, I'm totally okay to get down and dirty. As a kid, I've played with mud, I've played with sand, I've played with like lots of like dirt and stuff too. So these kind of things really don't bother me at all. Because I see some people, like when I hear people mention things like, oh, they should wear gloves when they cook, or like they should not touch food with their hands. It's alright to get a little dirty sometimes, as long as you wash your hands before and after. Well, I suppose to each his own, because not everyone can stand icky things or dirt or bacteria. And that's fine, you know, live life however you want. And that's it for The Man Who Knew Too Much. And next, I plan to watch Marnie. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.